Ow! Ow! Yeah, that hurts the hand. Gee.
Hey everybody, I'm Paintball Dad. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick overview on gel blaster guns, and I'm going to compare this to some of the off-brand gel blaster type guns as well. Before I get into the review of this product, let me just explain a little bit about why I'm doing this review in the first place. So, like my channel's name suggests, I am a dad and I love paintball. Paintball is kind of my life. I've been playing since I was a teenager. I've actually played in a lot of different leagues. I've played in a national college league, the NCPA. I've played in the NXL, which is another national league. I've played in some regional leagues, some local tournaments. I'm not a professional, but I've always had some kind of sponsors to help me along the way. So I play paintball very competitively. It is my sport. It's something that I'm good at. And my kids watch me play sometimes, and they've shown an interest in paintball as well. I want to help foster that interest, and I want to find ways to get them involved in what I do. So I've been on this kind of journey to figure out how to go about that. I started out getting some JT Splatmaster guns for my son, my older son. He's 8 years old, and what I found was that he likes those, but they are still a little bit too painful for him. Obviously, my kids are, I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. Obviously, both of them are too young to play paintball right now. It's gonna hurt a lot. So the first thing I tried was the Splatmaster paintball guns, because they are designed with kids in mind. They are low impact by their advertisement, and they are actually much less painful than a regular paintball gun, but they still do have a significant sting to them. So I find that when I do play with them with my son, he'll only play for like a round, but then after that 1 or 2 rounds, it's too much for him. So I decided to try something else. I tried Nerf guns. Nerf has a lot of guns that shoot the balls instead of the darts, and they come out at a higher velocity. You can even wear masks while you're playing with them. It's almost kind of like paintball, but that gets to be a little bit inconvenient because then you have to clean up the Nerf balls. Not only that, but a lot of the Nerf guns are large and they require a pumping action as well. So I wanted to get my younger son, my 3-year-old, involved with the Nerf guns as well, but he couldn't pump the guns. So then I realized, okay, I need to get something smaller, lighter, compact, maybe even something electronic. So then I discovered gel blaster guns. And so far I like them a lot. My kids like them a lot as well. And what I've learned is that there's a lot of differences between the gel blaster type brands. So you need to kind of consider which one is the best to fit your needs. But I think I have actually found the one that is perfect for my kids. And I should mention that I actually first discovered gel blasters when I was at a national tournament. And so I think there's a lot of people out there who do realize that gel blasters are a great way to spark that interest for young kids to get involved in paintball. So this right here is a gel blaster. This is specifically the Surge model. This has a couple of different firing modes. It's got a semi-automatic mode, and it's got an automatic mode. And of course in the middle is basically your off switch. It's got a hopper on the top, kind of like a paintball gun, where you put the gel beads in, or as they call the gellets. And then some of the interesting features about this thing are, first of all, that it has an integrated battery system. So you just plug it in right there, and it takes like your average Android type charging cable. So you just plug it in there, and then it'll light up to let you know that it's charging. That's really convenient. Another super convenient thing is that if you look at the barrel right here, this barrel is orange. When I actually unboxed it, it came with a white barrel. The Gel Blaster brand actually comes with an interchangeable barrel system, so that if you find that the original barrel is shooting at too fast of a velocity that it still hurts your kids, you can change out the barrel for the orange one, and the orange one has a lower velocity. I think this on the label it said that it shoots at 100 feet per second, whereas the original barrel shoots at something like 150 or 170 feet per second. But now I'll show some videos where my kids are playing with these, and even my 3-year-old was able to get hit with the Gel Blaster Surge with the orange barrel, and he barely felt anything when it was hitting him. Another thing I want to mention is that the Gel Blaster Surge is the perfect size for littler kids. So one of the reasons why my kids didn't get really into Nerf guns or even how I mentioned the JT Splatmaster guns is because a lot of those guns are really big and they require you to be able to pump them. And that's pretty hard to do for younger kids. So something small like this that you can handle with one hand and just use one finger to pull the trigger is super convenient for little kids. Now here I have some off-brand Gel Blaster type guns. Now I don't know the actual name of the manufacturer for these types of guns. To be honest, I just picked these up at a flea market. They looked super cool and they actually do function really well. So far my kids have played with them for an entire, for an afternoon, and I had no problems with them. But there are a few things to note that make them a little less convenient than the actual Gel Blaster brand type gun. So for starters, they only have one mode of fire. So like this one right here, if I turn it on, which is right here, it has an on and off switch right here. It only goes in one direction, and the only mode of fire is your automatic fire. Oh, that was already off. There we go. So that's the only mode of fire. And then if I switch it the other way, it's just off. Not a huge detail, but it's something that you might want to consider because that does mean that the gellets are gonna go by really fast. Another thing to note is that both of these off-brand types, they have a battery that you actually have to take out and charge. So this one, for example, the dinosaur patterned one, the battery is actually this little magazine right here. It comes out and you got to plug it in, and you have to have a specific type of cable to plug it into to charge it up, and that gets really inconvenient because I don't know about you, but like I have a high liability for losing things like that. So that to me is just a liability. And the other thing to note about these is that they only have one velocity, and they do shoot a lot harder than the Gel Blaster type gun. So I actually hit myself with a few of these just to see how painful it was, and I noticed that the pain factor was significantly, much higher than the Gel Blaster type gun. So being that I have young kids, I told them that they can play with these, but they can't shoot at each other with them just yet. They have to use the Gel Blaster type gun to actually shoot at each other because these shoot just at the right velocity that it doesn't hurt them. Oh, and both the Gel Blaster and the knockoff brands come with safety glasses, which is really good because you're going to want to wear them just in case you do get hit like in the face or in the eye area. Like I said, the off-brand ones shoot pretty fast and they do hurt, so you don't want to get hit in the eye. I prefer to wear a paintball mask, but sometimes paintball masks can be a little big on younger kids' heads, so the glasses are actually tighter fitting. So that about covers everything that you need to know about gel guns. And in my opinion, if you're going to invest in any type of gel gun, I do recommend going for the official Gel Blaster brand gun instead of one of the off-brand types. Because the official Gel Blaster brand does have the ability to change out the barrel so that if you have younger kids, you can lower the velocity so that it's more gentle for them. And the integrated battery system makes things super convenient to keep together and to charge it up really fast.